When it comes to sport apparel, the top two names you can think of are Nike and Adidas. These two iconic brands have been fighting for dominance for decades, and their rivalry has shaped the modern marketing landscape as we know it. Let's take a closer look at the history of this rivalry and how it's changed modern marketing. Adidas was founded in 1924 by Adidas, who had a vision to create shoes specifically for athletes. It wasn't long before his shoes became extremely popular with performance athletes. But it wasn't until 1984 that Adidas really gained momentum with their three-striped logo. This logo soon became synonymous with athletic power and success, becoming an icon of across the world. While across the pond, Nike was founded in 1964 by Phil Knight as Blue Ribbon Sports. They began by selling Japanese running shoes out of the back of their car before they eventually rebranded as Nike in 1971. Over time, Nike grew, and it grew into one of the most recognizable name brands on the face of the planet. This growth was generated by their infamous Nike swoosh, when paired with its Just Do It campaign, which launched in 1988. And at this point, Nike had taken over Adidas as the go-to brand for athletes and sports enthusiasts alike. So how did this rivalry begin? It began when both of these companies started targeting high-profile athletes as ambassadors for their brand. Two great examples are Michael Jordan and Kanye West. Both companies also focus heavily on innovation and leading forward fashion design, introducing new technologies such as Air Max and Adidas Boost, which everyone knows of and everyone's wearing today. Furthermore, both companies figured out how to capitalize and market on hip-hop and street culture fashion, with each brand pairing up with influential figures to boost their reputation among younger consumers. By the mid-1970s, Nike had already revolutionized the way people looked at shoes. Through its inspirational-filled mission statement and innovative design policy, Nike had began to position itself atop the apparel industry. And in 1998, Just Do It was born, a bold new ad campaign that drove Nike's revenue beyond $1 billion in sales. This growth was further compounded by Nike's Air product line, which was endorsed by basketball legend Michael Jordan, who is still considered one of the most successful brand collaborations in history. As a response, Adidas crossed over into non-traditional sporting channels. In a stroke of genius, they created massive hype by having Run DMC's iconic jam, My Adidas. This not only associated their shoes with a lifestyle, but it made the brand more than just sportswear. It built an image on how people wanted to have themselves perceived, which has become the biggest foundations in marketing today. This clever branding tactic put Adidas decades ahead of Nike. Since these collaborations, both Nike and Adidas have been huge driving forces in the marketing industry and the way we look at products today. Both of them have shifted their products to focus on timeless brands through storytelling. By tapping into the power of purpose, both of these companies have their own global symbol that represents style, culture, and power. Having on a pair of Adidas or Nike shoes is more than just a pair of shoes on your feet. It's a lifestyle. Through creative campaigns that target both emotions and personal interests, these brands inspire and take you to the next level of your creativity. By creating brand values such as just do it and never give up, you inspire a customer's wants, needs, and desires, helping create content and products that directly speak to them. This builds a sense of community amongst consumers and builds value and loyalty. So how does this affect sales? When customers feel strongly connected to a brand identity through a shared sense of values and community, they're more likely to purchase from that brand in the future, which in turn increases the bottom line and growth for a business. Plus, when consumers consistently see the same set of values coming from a company, it builds trust, and you're way more likely to buy from a brand that you value and you put trust into. Overall, all of these aspects were driven through competition. If it wasn't for Nike and Adidas and the modern marketing strategy that evolved from the stiff competition over the past decades, we wouldn't have the same lifestyle brands and the same communities that we have today. Through revolutionizing the way we view products, you can create a successful business with people who really identify with the same set of values as your company. With that being said, you'll never have the opportunity to create a lifestyle brand if you give up when things get hard. And can you believe Apple was almost at this stage? So check out our latest video talking about how Microsoft saved Apple from bankruptcy during one of its hardest times.